On average, Americans consume 110 grams of added sugar per day, which is way more than the 20 grams max that the USDA recommends. Joining us now is Pilar Guzman of Martha Stewart Living Magazine to discuss what we can do to avoid that overconsumption of sugar. Hi, Pilar. Great to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
New Year. A lot of people are looking at their diets and thinking, you know what? All of this excess sugar has got to go. It's just not good for us.
It's not.
And you've got some great ideas on how we can still have a delicious diet and get some of that excess sugar out of the way. You brought some beautiful things with you. Let's start with this little bowl here.
These are hemp seeds,
okay.
Yes, and they're protein rich, a lot of omega-3s and omega-6 fatty acids, and you can add them to soup. They have a crunch, they have great flavor. You can add them to cereal. So it's a little way to kind of fake a little bit of sweetness and the texture. It's almost candy-like.
Right, a little seasoning goes a long way,
exactly.
Doesn't it? Those look yummy. I've never tried them. I'll definitely have to give that one a try. And of course, you've got the old standby classic, apples and peanut butter.
Yes, which, you know, all over my office I see people slicing them and eating them. It's the perfect snack because it's a great combination of protein, the right kind of fat, and then, of course, the sweetness from the fruit, the natural sugar, and the fiber from the fruit.
And why is it important in our snacks to try to incorporate a little bit of fat or protein?
So it's that magical combination sort of staves off the cravings, and, you know, it's very lucky because it's actually delicious on top of it.
Yes, exactly. It keeps you fuller longer and it tastes great. And then you brought something with you very interesting, the carob chip?
Yeah, it's actually cocoa nib.
Oh, sorry, cocoa nib.
But
sorry.
it's chocolate. It's essentially chocolate,
right,
a less sweet version of your typical chocolate chip. We've actually created a beautiful little snack here. We've cut bananas lengthwise, put a few cocoa nibs, and then your favorite nut butter, whether that's almond butter, peanut butter, cashew, whatever. And then you can freeze them and slice them, and it's a perfect little
delicious.
snack.
That brings me back to my childhood. My mom and I used to slice open the bananas, put in the chocolate chips, and stick them in the oven. So great. Love that.
Delicious.
Delicious, right? So now I know they could use the, you know, those are great. And so, so again, you've got a little bit of protein, a little bit of fat, and then you've got the delicious fruit, which is, you know, there's sugar in the fruit, but far less than we're going to find in a processed food.
And it's natural sugar,
and it's natural
so
sugar.
that does make all the difference.
Exactly, which is, I guess, the point here with these beautiful fruits, the strawberries, and are those cherries?
Yes, and they're frozen, so even when they're not at the height of season, you can get them frozen, and they can become a perfect little frozen fruit snack.
So many things we can do with them, right? Throw them in smoothies.
Exactly.
Cereals.
Or just eat them plain.
Right.
Which is nice.
I love that, just popping them in our mouths.
Exactly.
Now, if you find yourself snacking all the time, though, some of us, especially as the weather gets colder, become constant snackers. I know this happens to me. Do you have any advice on how we can sort of stave that off?
I think that's really about boredom. I think the best advice is to get up and do something to stave it off. Easier said than done, of course. But, you know, I think that if you can sort of distract yourself.
Go take a walk.
Exactly. Exactly.
Pilar Guzman, thank you so much for all these great tips.
Thank you for having me.